Friends, here is a question on the screen. In an office, 30% of the employees are females, 49% of the male employees are science graduates, and the number of science graduate employees is 37% of the total number of employees, that is both including male and female. What percent of the female employees are science graduate? Friends, it is said that in an office 30% of employees are female and 49% of male employees are science graduates. It is said that 30% of the employees are females. So first we will assume that let the number of employees be 100. We will take that the number of employees be 100. Out of that, females are 30%, it means female employees that will be equal to 30. And definitely then male employees will be 70. It is said that 49% of male employees are science graduate. These are the male employees, 70 are the male employees, and out of that 49% are science graduate. So to find the number of science graduate employees, you will find 49% of 70. But how to find the 49% of 70? It is very easy. It will be 50% minus 1%. Because we can calculate 50% easily. 50% means half of 70. And half of 70 will be 35. And 1% will be what? 1% will be 0.7. So it will be minus 0.7. So it will be what? 34.3. And therefore male science graduates are equal to 34.3 employees. Now further it is said that there are 37% total science graduate employees. How many are there? 37% are science graduates. Out of that, 34.3 are male graduates, male science graduate. So how many will be female? So female will be what? 37 are the total. So female science graduate will be equal to what? 37.00 minus 34.30. And if you subtract this, you will get it as 2.70. And therefore the number of female science graduate is 2.70. So friends, here out of 30 female employees, 2.7 are the science graduate employees. We have to find the percentage of female employees of science graduates. So it will be what? Out of 30, 2.7 are the science graduates. So out of 100, it will be how much? So we multiply this 2. So 100 into 2.7 divided by, we divide by the first term, that is 30. And if we solve this, we get it as 9%. And therefore the female employees percentage, that too of science graduate, is 9%. Here is another question on the screen. Population of village A is 20% more than the population of village B. Population of village C is 40% more than that of the village A. If the difference between the population of village B and village C is 1122, what is the population of village A? It is said that population of village A is 20% more than the population of village B. It means the population of village A is more than the population of village B. So we will first assume let the population of village B is equal to 100. And the population of village A is what? It is 20% more than that of the population of village B. So 20% more, it means it will be 120. Now the next it is given that the population of village C is 40% more than that of the population of A. 40% more than that of the population of A. Now to calculate the 40%, we calculate 10%. 10% will be what? 12. And 40% will be what? 12 into 4. It will be 48. And so it will be 120 plus 48, that is 168. So population of B will be 100. Population of A will be 120 and population of C will be 168. Further, it is given that the difference between the population of village B and village C, and if we see here, the difference between the population of B and population C is 68. So when 68 is the difference, the population of A is 120. We have to calculate the population of village A. So when it is 68, when the difference is 68, the population of village A is 120. So when that difference will be 1122, what will be the population of city A? So this is the direct variation. We multiply these two and divide by the first one. So it will be 1122 multiplied by 120 divided by 68. And if we solve this, we will get it as 1980. And therefore, friends, the population of city A or village A is 1980. Friends, here is a question on the screen. In the month of October, Daya spent 12% of his monthly income on groceries, 24% on paying his children's school fees, and 30% on paying bills. It means in the month of October, he spent 12%, 24% and 30%. So first we will assume that let his salary be rupees 100. And out of this 100, he first spent 12%, it means he spent 12 rupees, then 24 rupees and 30 rupees, and it means in total he spent 66 rupees. So total he spent rupees 66. So what is left with him after spending 66? The 34 rupees left with him, because he had salary of 100 rupees, he spent 66 rupees and the 34 rupees left with him. Out of 34 rupees, he invested 60% in fixed deposit. So in fixed deposit, he invested 60% of the remaining amount. So 34 is the remaining amount. So 60% of 34, it means what? 10% will be 3.4, and therefore 60% will be 3.4 into 6, and that will be 20.4. So he invests in fixed deposit rupees 20.4. So what amount is left with him? So he invested 20.4 in fixed deposit. So amount left with him will be 13.6. Amount left with him is 13.6. Because out of 34, he invested 20.4 in fixed deposit. So 34 minus 20.4, that will be 13.6. So when his salary is 100 rupees, the money left with him is 13.6. So when his salary will be 26,500, what will be the amount left with him? This is the direct variation. So we multiply this 2 and divide by this first number. So here these 2 and 2 zeros will get cancelled, and you will get 265 multiplied by 13.6. If you multiply this, then you will get it as 3604. So the amount left with Daya after doing that much of transactions will be rupees 3604. Friends, here is a question on the screen. In an examination, 34% of students failed in mathematics, 42% failed in English. If 20% of the students failed in both the subjects, then what is the percentage of students who passed in both the subjects? Friends, here first we will assume that let there be 100 students, and it is said that 34% failed in mathematics, means in mathematics 34 students failed out of 100, and 42% failed in English. It means in English 42 students failed. It means in all that will be 76 students failed in maths and English. But it is further said that 20% of the students failed in both the subjects. It means that 20 students that failed in both the subjects, they are counted in mathematics as well as in English. It means they are counted twice. So once we will have to subtract 20 from this total, and so that we will get the number of students failing in both the subjects. So it will be 6 and this will be 5. So 56 students failed in both the subjects. There are 100 students, out of that 56 students failed in both the subjects, and therefore we can say that the remaining, that is 100 minus 56, that is 44% passed in both the subjects. We have been asked in a percentage, and therefore 44 out of 100, it means 44% students passed in the both subjects.